Welcome to the WNBA on NBC. Terrika Foster-Brasby, thank you so much for joining me today on this Monday after a very busy sports weekend. So much news, but unfortunately, we got some really disturbing news that came down on Saturday that put the WBB world just on its heels. Um, it is another incident of domestic violence, this time affecting a WNBA player. And it doesn't matter who it affects, violence against women occurs daily. And, you know, it was shocking to all of us because it was reported that James Pearce Jr., an Atlanta Falcons player, first year rookie, was arrested for alleged domestic dispute. And, you know, usually in these type of situations, we try to keep the victim private, but everyone knows that his ex-girlfriend is Rickea Jackson, a Sparks player, also participating right now currently in Unrivaled. And even though, to our knowledge, the two had broken up, so they were no longer together, it was reported and confirmed that some sort of domestic dispute allegedly occurred between the two on Saturday. And so James Pearce Jr. was arrested, and the details, Terrika, were quite shocking when you hear them. And so, allegedly, he's accused of intentionally crashing his car into his ex-girlfriend's car multiple times, trying to stop her from getting to a police station. In addition, there was more. He tried to evade the police. So in doing so, they say the entire situation started after he stalked his ex from his car and tried to get into her car at an intersection when she stopped. And then he initially tried to evade the police, and in doing so, he crashed his car, and he was charged with a number of things. 2 counts of aggravated battery with a deadly weapon, aggravated stalking, both domestic violence charges, fleeing and eluding police officers, aggravated battery of law enforcement officer, resisting officer without violence to his person. Okay, 5 of these are felony charges. And so, this was just a lot. This is a lot to unpack. So I'm going to stop there. As of now, we don't have any kind of update on Rickea Jackson in terms of how she may be doing. In addition, he was able to post bond. So his bond was $20,500, and he did post bond. So he is no longer currently in jail, but he is out. He is out on bail, and so that's the current status of the situation right now. He was seen leaving. Where he was arrested. So he's with his attorneys there. He provided no comment. They are, of course, claiming he's innocent and we need to get more information. So until we get more information, we will see. But that is all we have right now. Terrika.
I don't even know where to begin, Natalie, because of all the things that one is expecting to hear over Super Bowl weekend. The last thing that you're expecting to hear is domestic situations involving, yet again, an NFL player, and now not knowing the status of Rickea Jackson, right? I mean, it is incredibly difficult to understand what goes through someone's mind when there are so many other options to diffuse, remove yourself, to there's just so many other ways to handle a breakup, an argument, whatever, right? The very last thing that you need to do is to either put your hands on someone or put yourself and someone else in a situation that could be fatal. Using a vehicle to stop someone else from whatever it is that they're doing that you want to stop them from is dangerous. It could be fatal. It is just never necessary, right? And I obviously don't know what the dispute was, neither do you, and it has not been made public as of yet. But if Rickea, according to her account, because that is what has been released, she was trying to get away from you for a reason, right? And I cannot, Natalie, understand what would go through someone's head to crash their car, not once, but multiple times, according to Rickea's account, to get her to not only leave, but to then not tell the police how you are aggravating her, assaulting her, and doing whatever else it is that she felt she needed to involve law enforcement for. There are so many things that you could do differently. And on top of that, both of these young people have what we all could see to be an incredible future as athletes, right? Now, we don't know what Rickea's mental state is, right? Like, we don't know how traumatic of an effect this may have been for her.
We don't know her physical condition either.
We don't know her physical condition either. So there's that. But then what is going through your mind to make you say this is the right thing for me to do, to throw away an NFL career, to throw away being a decent human being, like to throw all of that away for what? And so I think that, I mean, obviously we have to, allow this situation to continue to unfold and get more information from a legal perspective. But I just pray for Rickea that she's fine, that her health is fine, that she's physically fine, and that she's mentally able to recover from whatever traumatic experience this may be for her, because that's, I cannot imagine what it would be like to be in a moving vehicle and have a truck, an SUV ramming their car into you, not knowing what else could have happened, if there was anybody else on the road, if you could ricochet your vehicle and end up harming someone else. There was just so many ways that this could be far worse than what it was when it really didn't need to happen at all.
Right. Both from the rear and head on. So according to the reporting, she saw him following her. And she said he intentionally collided into the rear of her vehicle with his SUV. As she got to the intersection near a police station, Jackson said that Pearce cut her off with his car. And when she attempted to back out and get away, he used his car to collide with hers head on. Mm-hmm. And the affidavit stated that photographs of Jackson's vehicle showed damage consistent with her accounts. And then you try to evade the police. They come to your car, you close the door, you drive off, you hit a police officer. Mm-hmm. And then when they try to arrest you, you still try to resist arrest. I didn't include here, but there was a video that floated on social media showing, the police trying to, arrest him. And so really, this was just unfortunate is not even the right word.
Not at all.
And, what makes you want to harm someone like this who you were in a 3-year relationship with? Rickea reportedly told police that they dated for 3 years, but recently ended their relationship. She blocked his phone number to avoid contact with him, but he used an alternate number to text her. The text messages from him continued through Friday into Saturday morning, and she provided those messages to the police. I just need people to understand that this kind of thing is a regular occurrence for many women.
Yep.
We deal with this regularly, and our concerns, our reports are not always taken seriously. And look at what ended up occurring here. And look, the NFL, as well as the NBA, these leagues, they have a history with domestic violence and their players. And they also have a history of, quite frankly, Terrika, the ramifications and repercussions for what these players do, not feeling satisfactory, not feeling sufficient. I am of the mindset that it is a privilege to play in these leagues. And if you commit an act like this, it is my belief that you should no longer be able to play in those leagues and have that professional career. And yet a number of players in both leagues have been charged with domestic violence. And we've seen pictures of the women, video, whatever it may be. And those players are still playing. They still have their careers. Now, in this case, what's interesting, or I guess what's a wrinkle, is that he faces a minimum of 5 years in prison if he's convicted of one of the charges against him. Aggravated battery on a law enforcement officer in Florida is a first-degree felony and carries a mandatory sentence. And he crashed into an officer, and they've described it as intentional. So I really don't see, or it's going to be really hard for him, in my opinion, to avoid probably some kind of jail time, because we know how states are when it comes to acts against police officers. But I'm concerned that Rickea still may not get justice, considering he was already released on bond. And, we will have to see, like you said, we will have to see it play out. But it's just concerning that, he might get some jail time, but will it be adequate? And will it be for his actions against Rickea Jackson?
Right. And then on top of that, not that any of us need to have this thought in our heads, but this is the reality. It's the state of Florida. Florida is not a state that has been kind to Black and brown people. So not only are you putting yourself in a situation where you're about to get in some legal trouble for the things that you've done to Rickea, but imagine had one of those police officers done what so many other police officers have done previously. And when you refuse to get out of your vehicle, or you refuse to be, when you begin to resist arrest, what if that weapon, because the account in the report does say that the officer drew his weapon, what if he fired?
Right.
What if he killed you? What if he, this could have gone tragically left on so many different levels.
Absolutely.
It's one of those things that it just feels incredibly unnecessary and avoidable. But now you're in a situation where two people's lives can dramatically change by the effects of this. And that is what is unfortunate. And to your point, this happens so often. Rickea being who she is and having the name that she is, it will be a lot more difficult for folks to not believe her. But there are so many women who go through this type of stuff on a regular basis, and when they tell their story, they're either not fully believed or they do not receive the justice that they deserve. And so I really hope that this situation pans out where what needs to happen actually does happen.
For sure. And I mean, I'm definitely concerned for Rickea's safety still. There was a pretrial conditional stay away order issued for him to stay away from Rickea. And let's just hope that he abides by that.
Right.
And so we will have to see. We will continue to follow this and watch this unfold. Like you said, we're praying for Rickea, and we just hope that she is safe and okay. This is just not what we wanted to hear or be talking about today. So sending our love to you, Rickea, and our prayers. And stay tuned and tune in with us and subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can stay up to date as we will and continue to cover this story as more details unfold. Terrika, thank you so much for joining me today on the WNBA on NBC. And like I said, please subscribe to our YouTube channel so you do not miss out. Thanks for joining us today for this important discussion.